We started piloting TLCs in January 2007. I started a new headship, my third headship, and half of the staff, there's just over 100 teachers at the school, volunteered to be on a TLC. They didn't really know what they were volunteering for, but they volunteered. They were pretty good about it. We had 6 groups, and they met for, I think, 6 one-hour workshops between January and June. They were doing it in their own time. I grouped them by subject, which is what I thought the teachers would want, which was not what they wanted at all, but I discovered that now 2.5 years further on. We did a review at the end of the pilot, and we decided that it was so good that we should make it compulsory. So we put it in directed time. The people who've been involved in it said all teachers should be doing this. So we set up 8 workshops in the school calendar. We took out meeting times. So the staff were happy with it. We moved to 11 TLCs and we made them totally cross-curricular, because the feedback we got the first year is that staff said, we want to talk with teachers we never get a chance to talk with. We knew we were taking a risk because we knew that teachers often needed to talk with teachers from their own subject if they really wanted to go into depth. So we made sure that every single TLC group, we had 2 teachers from any subject. There was never one teacher from a subject, but apart from that, they were really cross-curricular. We had between 7 and 10 teachers in a group last year. That wasn't enough. If you have teachers absent and you end up with only 5 in a group, there's not enough teachers there for them to get ideas from each other. Still 75 minutes. They still get their half day in November. We increased the size of the TLCs. So basically we have between 8 and 12 teachers. Most of them have at least 10 in them. And having sat in on several TLC meetings, there's no problem having 12 or 14 teachers in there. The first year that I did this, we put every single workshop, we had 30 seconds for everyone to get things off your chest, I think I called it the first year. And we had stopwatches at all these meetings, and the leader had to stop the people and say, your 30 seconds are up. Once we'd gone through about 2 workshops, people were starting to pass. People were starting to say, don't need to say anything now, I've had my moan. So I had to think of different things for the starters. 30 seconds to say something that a student has done that's really impressed you, or 30 seconds to tell us about something that a teacher has done that's really helped you. So I had to think of different things. We then introduced the second year, the peer observations. And this year, we've now introduced students giving feedback. We've had kids feedback to staff about gifted and talented, and they're feeding back on Tuesday to a staff meeting. We've got some students observing lessons, and they certainly interview all staff, but we've got a long way to go on student voice.
As a TLC leader, it was quite challenging for me because I was replacing another TLC leader, so therefore they had already established themselves with that group. I had 12 staff of all different subjects, and at first it was quite challenging. In terms of my role as a TLC leader, you have to some degree, facilitate what is happening within the meeting, because although you're following the plan, not everybody will be involved. So using the techniques to ensure that everybody does get involved. So for example, using the ball, we've got the lollipop sticks with names on. So it's just randomly choosing people to speak up and get involved. And to that end, everybody does get involved, and therefore they feel as though they're participating, they're reflecting on their own practice, and also talking about the future. As a TLC leader, I think it's important that you have a good understanding of how the session is going to go, and through that the actual pack gives you that information that you need. So you've got your times, you've got your activities, and therefore it's quite straightforward. But I do think that the key to being a good TLC leader is actually being organised and going to the meeting, knowing exactly what you're going to talk about, even having some ideas of what you've done yourself, so you can draw on that to just move people forward. And finally, I think a good part of being a TLC leader is to be supportive. My role is not just for 75 minutes once a month. It's actually meeting up with people just informally, going into the staff room, chatting to them, how's everything going, sending an email even just to check that people are doing their observations and they know how much time is left until we're next going to meet. And it's just being supportive on an informal level.